Make a love shout out, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you all so much for coming. Hello, my brother Archie. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you're doing well, my brother Archie. I hope your eyes are feeling better. What's up, Jones Channel? Thank you for coming. Happy weekend, everyone. How are you, Cindy? Thank you for coming, Cindy. Bless you all. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, night, whatever time zone you're in. Mega love shout out. Yay. What up, what up, what up? Who is in the building? How y'all doing? I hope everybody is doing amazing. I thank you guys so much for your loyalty, your support. What's up, Winsome? In the building. In the building. How you doing, sis? I hope everything is good with you. I'm wishing everybody the best life ever. I'm wishing everybody just to be whole, happy, good to go. Big up yourself. What is up? What's up? What's up, you guys? I tell you, life is life, and you guys, we all have to set positive goals for our lives. We all have to do our part in this thing called life. 'Cause a lot of times we get caught up in, if we don't get our way, we fall apart. We have to stay strong no matter what it is, because God is not going to put no more on you than you can bear. We also are guaranteed to know that God will always give you what you need, because we got need, greed, and wants. And sometimes we want certain things and God don't see fit for it. We will not have it. But that doesn't mean that we lose our faith. Have to keep going. We have to keep going. I'm just glad that everybody is, doing okay. When you guys pop up on the tube, it's nice to see you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Me love Winsome in the building. Honey, I love coming over there chatting with you. I like when you be cooking. Oh my gosh, I love to see the food, no matter what it is. I love to see the food. And I just thank you guys all for making this a positive experience for me on YT. Because I know we all run across a lot of snakes in the field. You understand what I mean? And we have to be careful of how we tread through this thing called life. Because I'm telling you, it's a struggle every day. It's a struggle every day. And what people don't realize is that you can never live this life and not experience any kind of hurt, any kind of pain, any kind of suffering. But the most important part for all of us is to make sure we make it to the finish line. You don't want to have lived this life and don't get your crown of life at the end of this. And the only way that we can make it to our destination is to be able to weather the storms of this life. Jesus didn't walk through here for nothing. You understand what I mean? And we're no, we're nothing special over Jesus. Come on now, we got to get our turn. We have to deal with it. Life is life, and one way around. And I tell you, I've been going through a lot of medical stuff, left and right. I get one thing down, I think I'm doing all right, something else pop up. But you know what? God said the battle is mine. You hear it. Thank you all for being a part of my life here on YT. Thank you all for caring about me. And like I said, we are going to go through a lot of ups and downs. You understand where I'm coming from? A lot of ups and downs. But the thing is, no matter what we go through, good or bad, it's not wasted. Do you know that a lot of this stuff that we're experiencing in this life right now, once we make it through our journey, this will be no more. It will be like it never happened. You understand what I'm saying? But we all have to pay our dues. And I always say, and a lot of people don't understand when I say we all drive down Mercy Street. And a lot of people will say, what do you mean, Rruk? What do you mean, Rruk? When you say we all drive down Mercy Street, that's because all of us get our turn at feeling pain, sorrow, happiness, sad, depression, anxiety, financial problems. I mean, it's not just one person. It may look that way, but people don't realize. You understand what I mean? I was just watching, honestly, here. I watched a video, and there's some very, it's a nice, very nice people. It was a mother and her son, and they were living in a country, I mean, in a country where they were limited to a lot of things. And they had a little, just a small little shack. And they were so happy to be putting down a rug. And their bodies, the way they were made, their legs didn't fully develop. And they were more spiritual than a lot of people that have both legs working, that have plenty of money. You got to remember, money will not get you into heaven, morals will. Morals and values and your relationship and your trials and tribulations is what will get you into heaven. I know that money helps, money changes things, money can make a lot of things better. But when it comes to God, we're not counted financially. It's not about finances. And a lot of people don't understand that, well, if we have a God, well, how come these people are rich? How come these people are poor? Why these people have food? Why these people don't have food? That is our cross to bear. God knows what he's doing, and we're his people. We have to listen to him. You understand what I mean? It's not about me, I. It's what it is. And this thing right here makes it so hard to understand. You understand what I mean? Because a lot of times people feel, well, you know what? I've been serving God. I've been praying. I treat people right. Why is bad things still happening to me? Because this is not the promised land. This is not it. Do you understand what I mean? So in this life, we have evil. And until this life leaves, we have to deal what's in it. And think about it. You could be going through some of the worst things with your physical body. And we do. And I know I have. A lot of people are going through different stuff with cancer, diabetic. Some people, as they say, when you rise up, we all stand before God. But you got to remember, no matter what happens to our human bodies, our soul is never touched by it. The physical body could have cancer, but your soul doesn't. But if you can't hold on to this life right here, because it's a journey, you won't make it. And I know because I can talk about this because I'm reading, I'm practicing, but at the same time, I struggle with it. I do. I'm being honest with you. I struggle with it. Just because I'm speaking these mighty words that come from God, it doesn't mean that I'm doing everything right. It doesn't mean that I don't fall short and make mistakes. We all do. But the thing is where you end up at the end. You got to remember, for us, you can say, oh, wow, he lived to be 95. 95 to God is a blink of an eye, but it's a lifetime for us. Do you understand what I mean? We are not here to prove anything to other people. We're here to serve the Lord and do his work and will his ways. Until we decide to do what we're supposed to do, you're not going to get your crown of life. You can't even keep playing with God. Just because God is forgiven, it doesn't mean that we can keep sinning. And a lot of people don't understand that you can't keep saying, well, you know what? I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. As long as I ask God, he will forgive me. He will forgive me. That only goes to a certain extent. At some point, you got to really get righteous the right way with him. And see, people don't realize righteousness does not make you perfect. Righteousness does not remove the unjust and the bad things that's going to happen to us. It just guarantees you a place in heaven if you do what you're supposed to do in this life. There's no such thing. We're all imperfect. There's no such thing of being perfect. And and I remember coming up as a child, that's why we were always taught not to make fun of somebody. You ever notice how when people make fun of each other, oh, he's got a big head. Oh, she's ugly. Look at her nose. Look at his eyes. You remember that we cannot pick our parents. God picks who we're born to. So when you have something going on like that and somebody's making fun of you, you can't help it what kind of nose you got. A lot of people don't realize that folks don't see that less is more in a lot of cases. Do you know how many people that are more humble than even I, that don't even have clean water? Do you understand what I'm saying? They're more humble and they have a better relationship and stronger salvation than me that have more than them. That's why when you see people that are in these different countries, struggling in different places in the world, you're not supposed to feel sorry for them. You're supposed to help and care and pray. God got it covered. It may not seem that way, just like, you got this lady and she said, you know, that she don't believe, in God because why did her 3-year-old daughter die, but you have a man that did horrible things to kids and he only goes to jail for a little bit of time and then he gets back out and he do it again, but yet your 3-year-old child passed away. God has a plan. There's a reason all of this stuff happens and a lot of people don't pay attention. Do you know what free will is? You know that God works miracles all the time. He can make you do anything he wants you to do, but he doesn't want that. He gives you free will to make the decision to serve him, to treat each other right. Treating each other right is not just about, oh, I take care of my mother. Oh, I got a neighbor. Oh, my cousin. Oh, my aunt. It's not that. It's being loyal to people that you don't even know, people that are struggling. You understand what I mean? Emotionally. Sometimes you can say one nice thing that can make a person's day. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times when we're going through bad things, we fall apart. And God says, don't think you're buried when you're only planted. What's the difference between being planted somewhere that you can move at any time or to be buried 6 feet deep? You understand what I'm saying? People don't realize when people pass away, yes, it is hard for us to recover and for us to live without them. But guess what? When you are absent from the body, you are present with the Lord. People don't understand that that is a better place to be than here on this earth. I'm learning this. You understand? I may struggle with this, but I'm learning because when I have lost people, because, we're all born into the sin and we're all going to have to leave out the same way. But once you understand that that person that you lost, you have memories, you have their soul that's still present around you, you can make it. And I know that it's better said than done, but it's the truth though. You have to understand when they're gone, they're not forgotten. When they're gone, they're doing better than you. Do you understand what I mean? To be present with the Lord than to live on this earth, they're doing better than you. A lot of people don't understand that. And the good comes with the bad. But you know what? When you stand before God, the blind will see, the deaf will hear. You understand what I mean? When I go, whenever my time is to go, I am not going to be judged by, oh, well, you're Beyonce, so you're going to heaven. But you're Rruk, and you're just middle class, so you won't go to heaven because you weren't rich. Because you didn't have 3 cars, 5 houses, you won't make it to heaven. That means nothing. Because you think about it, when you leave, what do you bring with you? Nothing. Because nothing is yours. You're not bringing nothing with you. You get what I'm saying? You came in butt naked with nothing and you will leave butt naked with nothing. But it's how you serve, how you treat people, how you live this life through trials and tribulations. It has nothing to do. There's nothing wrong with, oh, I want to get me a nice house, a couple of houses, a couple of cars. But it can't mean more than God. The material things cannot mean more to you than God. God comes before a newborn innocent baby. Because even though a baby comes in brand new, they're still born into sin when they're born into this life. We have to pay attention to all of those things like that. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand. With every blessing, there is a battle. Don't make a head decision with your heart. You ever know how sometimes you have a very serious decision you make, but you got to make, but you get so caught up in your emotions and you allow your heart to make a decision, and then you end up making the wrong decision because you're too emotionally attached to something that you shouldn't have used in that situation. You got to look at it. What is Mercy Street? Once again, I always say we all drive down Mercy Street. What is Mercy Street? Well, Mercy Street to me, and I can follow up with a lot of people that feel the same way, and even reading the Bible and having a relationship with God. Mercy Street is up and down, just like a seesaw, up and down. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Okay, so what does that mean? Mercy Street means everybody drives down it. There's people that's getting married. Happy, good, right? Yeah, good, happy. I got married. But what about the ones that's getting a divorce? What about a new baby being born and a baby dying? Do you understand what I mean? What about you bought a brand new car? I just lost my car. You finally can walk again. I just lost both of my legs. Do you understand? It's not just one person that gets picked for these things. All of us drive down Mercy Street. You understand where I'm coming from? Greetings, my beautiful sister, and how you doing? Big up yourself. How you doing, Mint over 60? What's happening? And I've been sitting here, throughout just thinking, letting my mind be filled with what I need. You understand? And a lot of times you can sit down and get yourself, like, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm not coming out here trying to be no fake phony Christian pretending that I do everything right and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm glad you're well meant, but I have to tell you the truth. I've had times, right, where I like to get up. When I first get up, I like to start my day with having some time spent with God, right? And I have had days that I've set up here and I've got myself feeling like I'm nice and full. I feel God present in my life. I'm happy. I'm excited. I go to start my day, right? So just say, I got up, I praise the Lord, look for something to eat, a little walk upon the road, and one person come with something bad, cut you off the road. Do you see how quick your mindset changed? You want to say, you're crazy. Phew, go, man. You know what I mean? And we can't never say we don't feel this way. You know what I'm talking about. You know how quick it is for the devil to use somebody else to hurt you, to knock you off of your grind. And I sit up and I say, oh my gosh, I just got through spending time with God. I just got through praying. Now I'm out on the road and I'm not practicing what I'm preaching or what I just read. That's because the devil has a lot of control over us. People don't understand that there's never going to be anybody perfect. Do you understand? God made us all imperfect and we're all going to make mistakes. I fall on my own sword all day long. But you know what I learned? As long as I work on my imperfections and I, repent and I turn myself around, God has room to forgive me. But the thing is, just because God is forgiven doesn't mean that I can keep sinning. There's going to be a lot of stuff that people don't understand because when you go to like church or you got prayer groups, Bible study, a lot of people keep telling you what you got to do to get right with God. They don't know the answers to that. You understand what I'm saying? They don't know what it's going to take. Do you know how many people that's in heaven right now? Think about it. Think about it. Okay, we're going to go here real quick, and I don't want to make it like I'm trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect, you guys. I get mad. I have negative thoughts. I curse up the storm sometimes, and I get vexed. So I have to be honest with the truth of that. But you know what? You look at it for what it's worth. We all know the 10 Commandments, right? Think about the 10 Commandments. Moses carried the 10 Commandments, right? But he broke one of the commandments. Don't you see on there, thou shalt not kill? What did Moses do? You remember, what did Moses do when he was a slave? But did you see what God did? He murdered someone. And God turned that around. I should say unlife. Because you got to watch how you talk under the tube. So I apologize for that because, there's certain terminologies. Whether you monetize or not, it's just certain ways to behave and carry yourself when you're working on. Hello, Verna. How you doing? Thank you for coming. But do you see how God used Moses and turned his crime and his violation against the 10 Commandments and made him carry the 10 Commandments? And one of the commandments on there is, thou shalt not unlive someone. And Moses did unlive someone, and God used him as a soldier and turned him around and purified his sin and had him walk to travel to teach us. So you can't say that, I am buried. I'm stuck here. No, you're not. Don't think you're buried when you're just planted. This may be a temporary thing. I'm going to tell you guys, listen here. I had one day here a couple of weeks ago, and I just went totally nuts with my thinking, my attitude, and how I felt. I was all bottled up with a whole bunch of pain and ignorance. You know what I'm talking about because I just had two surgeries. I had, when they put me to sleep, they did one surgery, then they did another. So I had two surgeries at one time. One of the surgeries is still not going good with my body right now. Things are still not well. And then I turn around and I go, within 2 months to another appointment, and I got a treatment done in the office that was supposed to last me 6 months. It didn't last. It didn't hold. So I went October for a treatment. It didn't last. Then I had to go right back November for a treatment. Now I have to meet with the surgeon because I may need two more surgeries, you know, because there's nothing else they can do with these other problems that I had. Now, mind you, I'm still dealing with what I just had, and I was just so caught up. So, days pass, and then some problems with the car. You already know, say how we go. You already know how we go. We think everything's going to be perfect, and I did right with God, and I behave, and I help somebody, and I pray. I have the Bible. I pray for my food, so I'm going to have everything my way. No, it don't work so. It don't go so. And I'm busy with them things. No, it don't work like that. You have to suffer because these are your trials and tribulations. And I had this day that I was just out of it, like mad and vexed. And I cuss up the storm. Yeah, I'm vexed. And I'm busy with the blood. You know how we do. And listen to me. Out of all of that stuff that I carried, and then like the car was a problem, I had problems trying to get to the right place to get the car fixed, and I let the devil use me. You hear me? I let the devil use me for a negative way. And you know what? The problem that I had with the car was fixed. They didn't even charge me anything for the car, and it's like it never happened. But because I allowed myself to sink so low, which is part of my cross to bear, you understand? Which is part of me working on my salvation. Life is a journey. Calm down. It's just a test. But do you see how quick we flip off? No matter how. And I keep telling you, people will make you think, well, I'm the pastor of the church. So what does that make you? You're not human. You're perfect. That has nothing to do with the pain and suffering that's meant to happen because that's your cross to bear. It has nothing to do with how many times I go to church, how I pay my dues, how I help the lady down the street. Those rewards will be given to you in heaven. You may have an all right life here, but you're going to suffer. You're going to have pain because we can't make it to the finish line. Finish line. You got to go through something to get to something. Do you understand what I mean? Everything we go through, good or bad, is not wasted. These are the things that we have to pay attention to. No one can get saved for you. People are divided by some of this and that. Do you see what we deal with in the world? People think like when folks are dealing with racism, that racism is just a color thing. No, it's not. It's a red, white, and blue thing, meaning it's a world thing. It's not just people prejudice against people because of their color. I remember how people acted towards me when I've been in a wheelchair. You understand what I mean? I've seen how people act towards me because I had on a coat that they like, and because they didn't have a coat, they race against me. You understand what I'm saying? And people don't realize a lot of times folks treat each other bad, and then they get upset when a different race say something to them. You understand what I mean? Because one thing I can say, and one thing that I know for sure, is that a lot of people of certain nationalities, they treat each other bad, and then they want to know, say, why the next people come in and treat them in a way. Hello, Natalia, how you doing? Thank you for coming. I appreciate you stopping by. We gotta look at this. Pay attention to how you present your spiritual life, because see, a lot of people run out here, Ray, God this and bless you and blah blah blah, and then I have some people that say, well, I don't believe in God, right? They'll say, I don't believe in God. How do we know God is real? But if you have somebody around and when they sneeze, that person will say, God bless you. But why would you say God bless you when I sneeze, when you said you don't believe in God? And you don't believe in God because you didn't get what you want. You don't believe in God because you don't understand what does he mean by free will, because you haven't developed a relationship with him. So you feel like everything bad happening, if there was a God, this wouldn't happen. That's not how it works. In this life, there will be trials, tribulations, love, hate, in between, sunk in the middle. I wish you well too, Megan, Natalia. Thank you for coming, beautiful. I appreciate it. You understand what I mean? Everybody seems to think, and a lot of us, that we're supposed to get everything we want. And if we don't, we hate God. We don't believe in God because we want what we want. But you got to remember, God doesn't work that way. We got need. You need something. You have the wants, and then you have the greed. Which one you think God gonna give to you? Because He know better than you. You could say, "Oh well, you know what? I'm struggling every day, and these people that live down the road from me, they got two, three cars. coming in and out with nice bags, nice clothes, and I only have the one little pair of shoes. And God blessed them, but He's not blessing me. All of those things are not necessarily blessings. Those are certain things that God knows that person needs. And you may say, well, I didn't get the new shoes I want. And God will tell you, if you listen, the reason why you didn't get the new shoes is because you were supposed to die 2 days ago, and I decided to let you live and worry about the shoes the next time. You got to know these. You got to know these. And I promise you, I struggle with why do I be thinking negative when I know God is so good? Why do I feel so whole and humble when I'm in my house and I'm reading the Bible and I feel like I'm spending time with God? As soon as I get into doing my life, living my day, I start thinking some bad things. How does that happen so quick when I was just feeling good and glorified and filled? Because we are born in sin. There's a devil that's marching around, and I promise you, the devil is out here live and happy to conquer. He can come to you in many disguises. And remember another thing, too, everything that happened to you is not just from the devil. A lot of times it's our own fault, and we have to own up to we're in our own way. A lot of times God will allow you to go through something or let a certain situation happen to you so that you can wake up and see and listen to Him. You see, this is what we do. We turn our back on Him, and then when we get what we want, we're happy, we love Him, and then we forget about Him. But guess what? It's going to be a next problem, a next sickness, a next death, a next loss, a next problem. It never ends. The only way this is going to end is when He comes through. And a lot of people always say, well, you know what? I want to go to heaven. I want to go all the way up to heaven. Heaven is not going to be up in the sky. This is going to be heaven. It's going to be purified. But you have to know where you stand at. And like I said before, don't think everything you do it has to be some type of perfection, because God made us imperfect for a reason. People can't tell you, well, you know what? If you keep doing that, you're going to HE, you know what? You can't tell people you're going down there if you don't know what God has planned. Do you know how many people that we have right now that have unlived a whole bunch of people, and they're in jail, or they've been unlived because of their crime, and they've been forgiven by God? And you may think, well, I'm a good person. I never unlived anybody, so I know I'm going to heaven. But that person that's a criminal, they're going to hell. You don't know that. God has certain provisions for us. Like I said, if you look at the 10 Commandments, and if you look at when Jesus walked with sinners, but He did not sin. Jesus walked, there was two women, two women. Hello, Norway. Thank you for stopping in. Happy weekend, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you look at it, there was two Marys. One of the Marys was a prostitute. Come on, get in the Bible, look and see. One Mary was a prostitute. The other one, I think she had 7 to 9 demons casted out of her, and she was a part of the travel team that walked with Jesus. He walked with sinners, but He did not sin. Do you guys know what that was? The travel team, there was 12 disciples, but there was other folks that was a part of the travel team. The 12 disciples were not some kind of purified people that walked with God. The 12 disciples were a mess. The 12 disciples, you had somebody that's a gambler, a liar, adulteress. You understand what I'm saying? He picks the imperfect people, and He will meet you where you're at, but He's not going to force you to do the right thing. You have to make the choice to do what you know is right. That's why a lot of things are the way they are, because He's giving you a chance to believe in Him, and believe in the things that you do not see. And a lot of times we don't pay attention to that. We're always me, I. And you have to let God have His way over His world. None of this is ours. I don't care how many cars, houses, shoes you got. None of it is yours. We're only here passing through. This life is not going to be the end game of everything if you don't want it to be. You have to know that you want to make it higher than where you're at. This is not it. And you can't always smile when you get what you want. You have to be able to hug and love through the pain. You have to turn things negative, into something positive. And when bad things happen to you, don't let it make you bitter. Let it make you better. And I understand. See, this is what people are not paying attention to. We can speak like right now. A lot of this stuff comes from the top of my head because I'm working on it, but I still fall down. But it doesn't matter. As long as I'm trying, I'm winning. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to get everything right all the time. That doesn't mean that I have to be perfect. That. I don't have to do all of that to have a relationship with God. You don't even have to do every time you pray. You don't have to go into a whole long sermon thinking that the more you pray, it's not about that. It's about what's true in your heart, what you're saying, what you mean. Yes, he said that he can. And that all. Amen. Amen. And do you see, you remember, you saying that right, Mint. You remember when God had Noah build the ark. What was on the ark? It wasn't just, just humans. He said he wanted one of each because he wanted people to be fruitful and to multiply because he was trying to rebuild a damaged life for all of us. And see, a lot of times people don't pay attention to that. When Noah built the ark, that wasn't the end story of Noah. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That wasn't the end because when the ark left, there was already sin that was brought over into the ark that was supposed to be part of a new, better life for all of us. People don't know what was going on the ark, how what disease that was brought, and guess what happened? The devil tried to use and did use Noah's sons to get to him. Do you understand what I'm saying? To bring negativity into the new world. That's why we have to come again. We have to come again the next time. But you know what? This is what people don't understand. These stories that we have that are in the Bible that shows you that, when things go, like that, God will destroy it and rebuild like Solomon and Gomorrah, them kind of ways, right? But what people don't understand, we will not get another Noah's Ark. We will not get another Solomon and Gomorrah. This is the last time. Do you understand what the last time is? It's just like being on earth and you take your last breath and you're buried physically, not the spirit. So we know now that if you don't get it right, there's no more chances like that. Please look into these things, you guys, because I'm struggling, but you know what? I still have a will which makes a way for me. You understand what I mean? We have to stop trying to fix something that we did not break. You understand how you have some situations with people and you keep trying to help them straighten it out and you hurt because they're doing this and that. Oh, I got a son that's on drugs or my daughter gave her kids away and I'm trying to make this straight. You sometimes you can't fix something that you didn't break because when you complain, you remain. You understand what I mean? Don't reap with the same tools that you sow with. You can rush to success or you can fail trying. You get what I mean? I'd rather keep trying instead of rushing, trying to get the quick fix. I'd rather keep trying. Embrace your journey. You understand what I mean? And like I said before, I have to stay in these words because I need to stay prayed up all day, every day. And one thing too, it's not good just to pray for somebody just because they're going through something. You just pray for them to be happy and whole every day of their life, no matter what they're going through. You got a lot of people that don't even think about you. But soon as something going on, oh, I pray for you. Well, why are you praying? Because I'm in the hospital. Did when I was happy and smiling and dancing, why couldn't you pray for me then? Why are you only calling God because you need something, and then when you get what you want, you don't know Him no more until the next, till the next, till the next. It will never end. There's no way. Even when you have a brand new baby born into this life, they're going to experience pain and hurt. You understand what I mean? There's no way around that. People don't get that you cannot live in this life and not feel no kind of suffering. Your faith confirms salvation. Salvation, y'all know what salvation is? That ain't no joke. Your faith confirms your salvation, that you believe in the things that you cannot see. Just like with God, you cannot see God with the naked eye. You have to feel His presence. See, the only time that we're going to be able to see God is when we are there to receive our crown of life. How is God going to know what people to bring to heaven and what people to let dash away? He has to allow you to make your own decisions. And once you make your decision, that's what determines if you're going to get your crown of life. It's on you. You can't get saved for your kids, your grandkids, none of that. That's all on them. Don't worry about quality. You understand what I mean? You have to be able to present yourself regardless of what's going on. It doesn't matter. Oh, I ain't got this. I don't got that. That's not what gets you into heaven. Money is not going to do it. People don't understand that mercy saw me. Do you understand what mercy is? Mercy is undeserved favor. Mercy is God forgiving you. You got to remember the three person God the Father, Jesus is fully God, and the Holy Spirit is God. Do you understand the Trinity, the three? You understand this is the thing that we have to get. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Do you know what that means? That means if you're not here, but all of us miss you because you're gone, you're doing better than us. Because we're still here. When you're present with the God, the devil can't come in. You understand? Listen to me. The devil cannot do anything with you unless you allow him. So whenever you pass from the physical life, you're present with God, the devil can't bother you no more. The only way that you're going to have trouble with the devil again is if you don't get your crown of life. But once you leave out of this body and leave from here, you are at peace because you're present with God. And people don't understand that we cannot just get around and say all of this stuff like I'm saying and never have no actions of what we're doing. Never deal with the consequences. We have to deal with what we have done. People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. When you give God your pain, He gives you His power. Upgrade. You understand what I mean? Upgrade, upgrade. God can make old things new again. Do you know what that means? Forgiveness can be like setting a prisoner free, and the prisoner is you. Do you understand when people say this, when they say that, you don't want to carry around, unforgiveness for someone because it's not good to carry that kind of burden. And when you carry an unforgiveness, but see, when you have problems with forgiving people, all of that. What's up, girl? How you doing? Hey, it's Joey's World. What up? What up? Happy weekend, everybody. Blessings to all of you. You know that regret and carrying those kind of burdens like that will eat you up like a cancer. See, people don't realize that even if it's a family member, blood ain't always thicker than water, baby. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said before, sometimes the people closest to you are your enemies. Your devil will use people to hurt you. But you got to remember, sometimes it could be family members. It could be your own son, your own daughter. And sometimes you got to love them from a distance. Yes, they love. Oh, thank you for coming, sweetheart. Joey's World. I appreciate it, sweetie. Anytime. I don't care if you got a minute or a second. I'm just glad you can stop by, honey. And I understand life is lifing. And see, people don't understand. We all get 24 hours in the day. Blood isn't, oh, no, it's not. Blood isn't love and money ain't love. You got to remember, which one going to get you into heaven, money or morals? See, people don't understand faith is a perspective, okay? You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have faith, it don't mean nothing. Everybody is so quick to say, well, Bubba, Sam, I'm just using these names for example. Oh, they had it all. They had 6 houses. They were able to vacation every year. They had wonderful kids, but what about their soul and their spirit though? Who were they really? See, you see the money, but do you see the mind? Do you know how quick people are easy to manipulate you by the works of the flesh? See, I could get out here and say, well, you know what? This lady is the first lady of the church. She helps out the people that are suffering. She takes care of the kids. She loves the congregation. And then you have this other lady that had 3 kids and she unlived her kids. Which woman you think is going to heaven? The one that's going to heaven may not even be the first lady because what she was doing was putting on a show. You don't know who she is. Just like with these famous people. And I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm talking about every person that walks this earth is capable of sin. You understand? And we're born into sin. But people look at, oh my gosh, he was a pastor and he was caught up in adultery. Well, yeah, he's not God. Oh, because she's rich and famous, she did something bad. Yeah. A lot of times people want what you got, but they don't want to do what you did to get it. And a lot of people did a lot of evil, bad things to get what they have. And you're looking at them saying, oh my gosh, I'm homeless. But they got 3 or 4 houses, nice suits, nice clothes, and I don't have one pair of shoes. Do you know what kind of burden and what kind of lie they're living? and what they have to answer to at the end of the day for what they did to get what they got. God gives other people and all of us different talents, but it's not for you to be jealous. People don't understand. Jealousy is a dead end. Envy rots the bone. What's for you is for you. What's for me is for me. Once you realize that your life is yours, even when you have kids, even a lot of people that's mothers out here, it does not make you a mother just because you breed a baby. Just because you had a baby out of your body, it does not make you a woman if you can't back it up once you have that baby. You understand where I'm coming from? A lot of people have kids and they, oh, my kids, and I had this and I that. Well, how are you treating them? Are you raising them? When does the, the good part come in at? You got to think this is not a game. And you can't, and a lot of people always say, oh my gosh, just like with me, I've been places and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was looking for this washing powder. And I was, I got lucky, I found one. No, that's not luck. That's God that gave me favor. But just think, if I couldn't find that, how do I behave? Oh, well, you got to get another washing powder. Okay, well, you're lucky to have money to buy another washing powder, but what was your emotions when you didn't get what you want initially? So you went there, and I'm gonna honestly tell you, I've done this before. Well, gosh, I was looking for this certain washing powder. I'm lucky though. See, you got to remember, I'm lucky to have money to buy any washing powder anyway. But I'm here and I'm like, oh my gosh, didn't have the washing powder I want. Here you go into a fit. Damn, I want it Gain. Why didn't I don't want to get that brand? I want it Gain. Why I didn't get it? See, that's where you see you don't realize how lucky you actually are to even be able to have money to buy anything. And guess what? You don't own nothing. When you see a hearse, you don't see a U-Haul behind it. You can't take it with you. And when you get yourself so wrapped up into saying that, material things mean more to me than God, than other people, you're not going to make it. Because people don't understand. You think about it. Where was Jesus born at? Think about it. King of King, Lord of Lord. Where was he born at? Why would he be born in the manger, in the barn with animals? Because he will meet you where you're at. That's why. You see what I mean? This is why I said, don't let people look down upon you. You understand what I mean? Don't be ashamed of who you are because you don't have the same thing. And I remember this back when I was younger. You would go to school, and it don't have nothing to do with whether you poor or rich is what your morals and values are. You were looking at these kids, and it seemed like, look at the popular kids all are wearing Nikes, and the sneakers I got don't have a name, so now they're saying that I don't fit in. And once you start believing what somebody else's view of you is, you're lost automatically. That's why, parents, when you have certain parents will tell you, stop staring at people. Don't worry about what they got. Worry about what you got. Well, they're eating steak and we only splitting one potato, or you eating, right? See, if we really break it down and look at things for what they really are, it's easier to process opposed to the worrying, the jealousy, the envy, the red eye. Sit down, live your own life. And I promise you, I have quite a few different things that I'd be ashamed to do when I've done them. But once you start learning that it's not about what people think of you, it's how you present yourself. Because no matter what, out of 100%, at least 10% of people are not going to like you no matter what you do. And it's not good to get out here and worry about impressing people. God don't want you to impress him. He just wants you to do the right thing and walk the right way. That's it. We can't have peace if we don't understand grace. These things it's real. It's happening. Don't just live to live this life. Live for eternity. Our future does not go by our past or present. We have to look further. Just think about it. We have to look further because sometimes people don't realize God can make old things new again. You may be in this predicament, just like they have this one girl out here, and she has started, I don't want to, throw nobody's business out here, but I'm just saying it's an open channel that she shares her life with everybody. But she came from living a pretty decent life where she had a good career and she was doing good and, had her house and stuff like that, had her house and stuff. And now she's back living in the projects. Do you understand where I'm coming from? She's back living in the projects. But what I like about what she said was, she said, you know what? I'm down, but I'm not under. I can build again, and I will. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? And before she even had her first child, she was doing good. And when she had her first child, everything was going good. And now she has 4 kids and she's living in the projects. You see what I'm trying to tell you? So she came from the palace to the pit. You hear the story that's in the Bible. He was from the palace to the pit, and then they switched it around. He left the pit and got into the palace because he came in as a slave and became one of the greatest rulers. See, you don't know because see, we're so quick to fall apart as soon as we can't see that light shining. We think that we are buried when we're only planted. This is a temporary thing. This is a journey. You can't have everything your way and expect to make it to heaven. You got to remember no matter what happens to the physical body, the soul will never suffer. You can't have cancer in the soul. The soul can't have a heart attack. The soul cannot die unless that's what you allow it to do because it's up to us to make the decision where we want to go and where we want to be. See, people don't realize heaven and hell, okay? Hell was not created for mankind. Hell was created for the devil and the demons. But our decisions that we make will put us there. God gives you a chance. You know, you choose life. You choose life. Life and death. You choose life. Because you only die in the physical form. The spirit doesn't die. And until we get that right, y'all, listen to me. I promise you, everything that I'm saying to you guys right now, I'm going to have a day today and I'm going to have the same problems that I'm trying to speak against and trying to get out of my life. I'm going to have the same problems. I'm going to try to get, like, not have a bad day, not be negative, not curse. I'm going to fight that. No matter what I'm sitting here saying, it does not mean that I'm not going to make mistakes. And then once you face and understand that nobody's perfect, we're all made imperfect for a reason. Choose life. Amen. And I'm talking to you guys right now, right? And I'm talking about this and I'm feeling good. But as soon as I get here and have a headache or I get a call, some bad news, do you know how quick the devil is ready to come right in? Because he already see you're down yourself. She said, for real, folks don't seem to understand hell has originally formed for the fallen angel and his minions. Because see, that's the thing too. And you're saying that right. And I'm trying to talk appropriate here on YT out of respect for everybody and some kids that may be listening in. But there is certain words that I'm trying not to use. But you know what? People don't even know where the man with the horns came from. They don't understand. This was an angel that was casted out because he thought he was smarter, didn't want to listen to our Father. So he got casted out, and then he represent evil, and then he's got minions that are working for him. And like I said, he will use people to hurt you. And I tell you guys, this right here, and I promise you, we all can come together just like with people. First of all, church is not just on Sundays. That's what bothers me, and I watch a lot of people think because the Sabbath. But the church is open on a regular basis. You don't have to go to church on just Sundays. And then what people do is they go to church and just like I'm talking now and get prayed up and then live their life completely different than what they learned or what they practiced or what they prayed for. And that happens to me just like right now. I'm talking, I'm having a good conversation with you guys, but there's going to be some things throughout the day that's going to test my faith and my patience, and I'm going to fail in some areas. I'm not banking on this. I don't want this to happen, but I'm being true because a lot of times folks be doing all of this stuff, just like I know a few people keep getting on here and they do these Bible studies on YouTube, which is a blessing, even though, you may be saying one thing, excuse me, but you got to watch how other people perceive what you say, how you do it. And they will say, this and that, but they're at the same time, you know how somebody can give you a hug and they can have a dagger in your back at the same time. You gotta be able to. And you know what I always pray for? Salvation and discernment. Those are like two things because I want to know what's going on. Because sometimes people think that when good things happen to them, that it's just coming from the God. Just it's like, oh, it's God. But sometimes Satan will come to you in the forms of good things. You understand what I mean? She said, "Husband, lady got a mentioned Christ. You have a great day. God bless you, sis. I appreciate you. Take care. It's Joey's world. Hey, Joey. Tell Joey and Keith I said, what's up? And have an awesome, super duper weekend. You guys give thanks and praise. Let's don't get phony and get into this fake Christmas spirit. Be for real. You ever notice how that is? Y'all know what I'm talking about. God bless you all. Thank you so much for coming pre-retirement. I hope you're doing well, because this is what happens. I'm going to give you an example, right? Like on the travels that I've been on lately, you see people, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. And then soon as you just say you go out on the 26th to go shopping to catch those good deals that we get, after the holidays, those same people won't even blink an eye at you, because people get in the spirit and behave phony for the moment. And then with the blink of an eye, they turn around and they're totally different. And it all starts with, you know how it is with the beginning of the year. If you celebrate, I'm not telling people to have a relationship with God. I pray that you do, though. I'm not telling you what kind of religions. I don't care what your denomination is, your Baptist, your Pentecostal, whatever you want to call yourself. But just think about it. People start early on. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Easter, and it goes down, it trickles down, because you see how all of these holidays, there's some that separate a little bit, but you see how they trickle down, and everybody's in the spirit because they're feeling happy because something good is coming. But then as soon as it's gone, it's over. Just like a lot of people pray to God to get what they want. As soon as they get what they want, they forget about God until they have another problem. God is not here just for you to use for your amusement. You have to give him something. You have to be dedicated to him. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. And like I said before, I can't come on here, praise the Lord, your Jesus. Yes, I've been doing good, and I took care of the lady down the street, and I gave my dudes, and I smile every day, and I love everybody. That's not true. I sit up here, I was supposed to do a donation, and I forgot to do it, and I'm going to do it though. I sit up here and I get mad, have negative thoughts, curse, get upset when things don't go my way. But you know what? I'm working on my salvation. Rome wasn't built overnight. You understand me? We ain't going to play no games here. We're not going to play no games here. You have to be true. You can't come on here and try to fool people like you saved. God knows what's in your heart. And when you lie, you lie to me, you lie to yourself. That's the whole thing people don't understand, is just like life. Life is like a boomerang. What you put out is what you get back. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care how long it takes. What goes around comes around. Like I said before, the seesaw goes up and down. And remember that song they had the kids singing, the wheels on the bus go round and round. And that's the only direction that the wheels go, round and round. Seesaw life up and down. This is what I'm saying. People don't understand. You can't play the game. You can't fool God. You can't get saved for anybody. You can't burden yourself and get upset on things that you did not break, that you can't fix. You have to let it be. And I'm going to tell you, I've learned a valuable lesson in how it is, especially like I said before, family ain't always family, blood ain't always thicker than water. And I realized how to learn how to love people from a distance, because sometimes people are in your life for a reason, sometimes people are in your life for a season. And sometimes, like I said before, the people that's the closest to you can be your enemies. And that could be a child that you born from your body, breastfed, love, brother, sister, because the devil will use people that's closest to you to hurt you. And sometimes we don't realize that this may be a person, my own sister, my own cousin, my own this, my own mother. But if they're not good people and you keep forgiving them over and over again, and they keep on messing with you, blocking your blessings, sometimes you have to love them from a distance and cut them off. People don't realize, they don't never pay attention to, when you read the Bible, forgiveness is not something that's a game to play. Do you understand what I mean? Oh, I win. It's not about that. Sometimes you have to forgive people, but you have to leave them alone, because if they're in the way of blocking you with your relationship with God, that's more important. your relationship with God than to allow a person, because this is what I say. And I was talking the other day with a few women, and we were talking about, domestic, whether it's coming from, you know, a couple, or you being abused because you help somebody else out that's being abused. And when I had this conversation, a lot of people just assumed that it was me that was a victim in that way, because they didn't listen to the material of the conversation and the dialogue. You get where I'm coming from? People assume, just like you could have somebody, just say you have a friend and they're in an abusive relationship with their husband, and they come to your house because they're running from this man. You can then become a victim of this person as well, because they're going to come to attack you, or they feel that you're helping that person out, so now you become a victim. It doesn't mean that just because you didn't get hit and touched, but by you being involved with somebody that went through that, it affects you as well. Y'all get where I'm coming from? People don't plan it. You know what I mean? It's what's happening. God can make old things new again. We can't have peace, once again, if we don't understand grace. Just think about all of these things, you guys. It's not that easy. Just like I'm going to tell you something here, and I don't want anybody to take offense. And this is something that I make sure that I don't do on YouTube. And I'm telling you guys, and I mean in my personal life, on any kind of social media platforms, physically, at work, out of work, doctor's office, please stop pretending to be with folks if you can't handle your load. If you coming on YT and you know that you feel that you're growing in any platform or in your personal life, don't think you're better than people or forget about people that got your back. You understand where I'm coming from? Because this is what I noticed. Just say, like, we work a job together. We're cashiers at McDonald's. And now all of a sudden, I get moved up to manager. So now I have to change the relationship that I have with the other cashiers, because I have to be their boss, but I don't have to lose the friendship in that way. I can still be friends, but I have to make sure that when I tell you something that you've done wrong, that you still respect me and you don't hold it against me, because we're friends. But at the same time, I can't think that I'm better than you. You understand what I mean? I'm not driving through these streets in my life or on YouTube using people as a come up, because this is what a lot of folks are doing. They get with you, they come over and watch who you subscribe to and what you're doing, and then they use that to build themselves up. Then they forget about you, or they can't handle their load. That's why I keep saying, no matter how I grow on YT, I'm not going to forget where I came from. And if I can't handle the load, then I don't need to be on here, because it gets crazy. But I watch a lot of people that turn their back. And I'm going to be honest with you. Recently, there's been a few of my people that I thought was my real friends and supporters, and I just let be, because I can tell that they don't value the friendship with me as they do one another, because they're in some kind of little clique. I don't do cliques. You understand? I don't do clicks. I'm free. I'm free. You understand what I mean? I don't got my wings yet, but I'm free. And I'm not on YouTube just to see how many supporters I can get, so that I can think I'm the big thing here. I'm all that. You know what I mean? That I'm better than you because I got more subscribers. I got more people in my live. I got more people. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. What I'm trying to do is solidify real relationships with people. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not here to try to, oh, now my channel's growing. Oh, man, I don't have a channel. Rruk is a hangout spot. And like I said before, different positions in your life should not change your mental morals. And I'm watching a lot of people on here, and I got a few people now that I'm just going to quietly just leave them alone. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm not blocking nobody, but I play no games here on YT. If you're going to keep running, I see you. And this is what they say. Oh, Rruk, hi, when they see me somewhere else. Oh, hi. I was coming by to see you, honey. It's been 3 or 4 months. You know how to come see me if you want to. You with your friends and your little clique. I don't care. I'm still breathing. You got to remember, Rome wasn't built overnight. And what's for me is for me. You can't stop me. You understand what I mean? Nothing you can do can stop me. But don't play the games. Because like I said, when you lie to me, you lie to yourself. And you got to deal with that, because when you lie to me, you lie to yourself, and most of all, God. So you don't have to pretend, oh, we're friends and I know. No, I watch what you're doing. You run and you hang out with this person more than you hang out with me. I don't care. You got to remember, you can't do me nothing. Me not busy with the duffy them. You can't do nothing here. Me not busy with that. You understand what I mean? You can't curse the thing here. I am good. And I remember too when I had a channel before. This is not a channel. Rook of All is a hangout spot. Emotion, feelings, fun. But I remember when I had a channel, people went crazy. And everybody, even with Rook right now, people say, Rook is different. That's because I'm not busy with the game. You understand? I'm in our romp. I'm not with the foolishness because I'm going to hang out with you because you got a big channel. I don't give a damn what you got. You understand? I'm saying it just like that. I don't care what you have. What is for me is for me. What's for you is for you. I don't care to say, well, she only got, 500 subscribers, but she got, you know, 50,000. I'm going to go with the 50,000. For what? Because you feel the person that got more subscribers can do more for you, or should I say supporters can do more for you because they got a bigger channel. Half them people don't give a damn about you because they use you to get up high. You understand what I mean? You can't step on my head and think you're going to step on my head and move up higher because I can pull you back down. You understand what I mean? But I'm not about that. I want everybody to enjoy their life. But please do not use people, because if you're not really ready to deal with the consequences when you take advantage of someone else, watch yourself, because this is a long road that we walk down, and I'm not in competition. I don't care what you got over there. I don't care if you got one people, two people. Even with me, I don't break my neck if you people having lunch at work and them thing there that I gotta run and sit with the crowd like a kid back in the day in the sandbox fighting over a shovel in them ways. Do you understand what I mean? I don't care with that. I want to see everybody have what they need for gifts. You understand? I want to see everybody prosper and big up themselves. You understand? Tina Turner, been not busy with the game. Listen to me. Watch yourselves, because I see what's going on here. And I got some people here that are so desperate to think that they're going to be Beyonce on YT when you have to be who you are. And no disrespect to Beyonce. I'm just saying, you think you're famous, some kind of YouTube god in them ways. There's never nobody more incredible than our Lord Jesus Christ. There's nobody. I don't care how rich you are. There's nobody better than him. So when you come on here and you think that you're stepping on somebody's head, or that you're better than somebody, or because you got more supporters, or because your channel is growing, you forget the people them. You forget the people them that help you on your journey, the people that help put shoes upon your foot when you have nothing to walk. You can't do it. And see, and that's why I stay nice and easy, because I'm not coming on here. I'm not paying nobody for nothing. Me work, me live, me love. I'm not coming here to say, well, you know what? I'm selling something. I want people to come and hang out with me because they want to. And I come and hang out with you because I want to. Me not play no games. Me not romp with the foolish games. We have to understand that when you use people, that's always going to be a problem. That's always going to be a problem, because that's not what you're supposed to do. They said one hand washes the other. True that, true that. One hand wash the other, both wash the face. True that. But you have sharks out here in the water. And you got to remember, the same, you got something you can lose that quick. As fast as it come, it can take down quick. You understand what I mean? There's nothing guaranteed to stay the way it is just because you had or you have. It will always, be a time where this thing is going to turn upside down on you. It could be your health. It could be your health. That's how it is. That's how it is with people. You know how when you get something and people will say, well, wait, you know, so, and you were like, well, wait a minute. I was just with her. I was just with him. We all went out to dinner and we had a good time. But the call you just got said this person is unlived. And you say, but yesterday we just had dinner. How? Every storm is not in the forecast. You understand what I'm saying? Every storm is not in the forecast. You get where I'm coming from? So there is a lot of things that we don't know, that we can't, that we don't get any kind of information to tell us that this is what's happening. This is what's going to happen. You can't see everything. You have to work in your faith. You understand what I mean? You have to walk in your faith. You have to work in your faith because people don't understand that in the blink of an eye, things can change from what you knew to the unknown. You see, and that's how the mysterious ways work when it comes to the devil. You understand what I mean? And people don't understand when you living like this, your destiny is going to outweigh your history. Your destiny is greater than your past. We have to believe to achieve. You see, these are all of the things that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Sin blocks your blessings. Don't just ask God to get you into heaven. Ask God how to live on this earth, meaning stop overstepping when you need to meditate in the predicament that you're in now. And like I said before, when bad things happen to you, don't don't let it make you bitter. Let it make you better because you know what? On time is late. On time is late. You understand where I'm coming from? Please don't do that. You can forgive some people, but love them from a distance. Sometimes it has to be that. Don't let the evil of your haters bring you down. Because you got to remember, it could be 100% of people, and at least 10% are gonna not like you for no reason. That's the thing people don't understand. And there's a lot of times too that you could be dealing with people and you think that they're really with you, but they're only with you because of what you can do for them and what they can get from you, but they really don't care about you. See, those are tricks of the trade. Those are trick of the trade. Just like they got them situations, them little nursery rhymes. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. You see, she was ahead of him, but she fell too. Think about it. She was ahead of him, but she fell too. They got another nursery rhyme, and these are rhymes that I remember when I was kids. They say, "You're climbing the ladder of success. Don't let the boys look under your dress. They say you're cute, they say you're fine. The next 9 months later, they say it's not mine." You know why? Because that relationship was not meant to be. That relationship was not anointed by God. And that's why God wants you to seek a partner in marriage in them kind of ways. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Angela, how you doing? Thank you for coming. And I remember a lot of people used to have these nursery rhymes when we were coming up, but they always thought it was for like a joke. But all of those things had some kind of meaning to them. You know what I mean? Some kind of meaning to them. Just think about it. Like I just said, you're climbing the ladder of success. Don't let the boys look under your dress. They say you're cute. They say you're fine. You hear it. The guy's saying this to you. But the next 9 months later, they say it's not mine. Hit and run. Hit and run. And who's going to pick up the pieces then? God. I heard that one before about the 9 months later. Yes. Yes. You see what I mean? Because if you're climbing the ladder of success, that shows you that you have your whole future ahead of you. Watch what you do, and we all make mistakes. So I'm not judging that. I'm just giving an example of a lot of these little different nursery rhymes and riddles that I learned when I was coming up. At some point in my life, I realized that they weren't just songs to sing, just to have fun. There was a message in it. There was a message in it. You get where I'm coming from? And it was a good one. And it's between love and hate, there's mercy. Our pain today will be our strength tomorrow. Don't talk bad about yourself or others. We may die in the flesh, but we live on in the spirit. Be steadfast under your trial to receive your crown of life. Meaning, be patient, take your time. Jesus was betrayed by a kiss. Just think about that, y'all. And I'm not doing no Bible study here. I'm not playing no games, y'all. I am really, really sharing with you guys what I'm trying to accomplish in my life. A lot of this stuff, I've been blessed enough to remember it off the top of my head. A lot of the stuff I write down and I read it back so that I can marinate in it, but I still make mistakes. Strong and able. Get your elbows off the table. Yes. Oh, I like that one. And you know, certain kind of ways, honey, that you had to behave. Playing that. You got to get yourself together. You know how the parents will say, wash up before supper. Yep, that's exactly. And I'm telling you, it meant a reason. It was a reason for it because it's not appropriate. You know what I mean? It's not appropriate. And you know how it used to be too when we were kids, a lot of us, when you go out in public and you're eating at a restaurant. You know those parents, they don't play with you. Some parents will take you in the bathroom and get you together, whether it be mom or dad. You have some parents that will kick you in your shin under the table, not in a harmful way like that, but to nudge at you to stop what you're doing. You know what I'm talking about? These are some things that made us better than what we got going on today. Because people are living in this type of lifestyle, and there's no morals and values and roots planted in the kids. The kids are allowed to do what they want to do, and there's no no consequences for their action. So they are supposed to be the millennials and the new the new world. How? They're not well cocked. You know what I mean? They don't got it together. They're half cocked. They're not well rounded, and they're supposed to lead us. And I'm not saying all of the youngins is like that, but the way the new breed is coming up, because I've been watching that a lot of parents think that wealth means health, and it doesn't. It doesn't guarantee anything. Just because you have a child that got on a nice pair of sneakers and a nice haircut, that has nothing to do with the internal or their morals and values and how you're raising them and how you're training them up and how you instruct them and how to live every day. It's not about just because they got good clothes and stuff on. Who are they deep inside? Who are you raising up? And a lot of people don't realize that, they start, they even have daycare for, babies, infants, 2 and 3 months old. But people got to remember the morals and values begin at home. When you send your kids out the door, they go with what you taught them and the tools that you gave them to work with. And a lot of times people don't realize, even with kids, no, don't touch that. You're going to get hurt. Oh, that's hot. Don't fall. Please, thank you. I love you. That starts at home. They do. Amen. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that people don't realize too. Like I know I have, excuse me, quite a few people that I know, and like just say, they live in somewhere and we talking on the phone and we're talking good, and then they'll say, well, wait a minute, my grandkids are coming. Different people, not just grandkids. My niece is coming, my goddaughter's coming, right? So they'll get away from the phone and then they'll come back on the phone, and I'm hearing a lot of screaming and yelling, and I'm asking them what's going on. Oh, well, he was mad because he wanted to get his PlayStation. Oh, I got to give him the PlayStation. Oh, she got mad because her mother didn't put her iPhone in her bag. She's crying and acting up over at your house, 4 years old, for an iPhone. See, don't you remember the song? It's cleanup time. It's cleanup time. Don't you see the difference between what Barney, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, what they taught the kids than what the kids are learning now? You see what I'm trying to explain? And when they come to your house, you can give them a different experience no matter what their parents say. Even if you got your grandkids coming over for the weekend and their parents, which is your son or your daughter, allows them to be on their PlayStation, computer, social media, endless hours. You can change that when they come to your house. You can say, well, listen, you're going to take a break from that. You got an hour PlayStation time. Come in the kitchen with me. I'm going to show you how to make some biscuits. Come downstairs with me or come in the laundry room. I'm going to show you how to wash or fold clothes. You can change that if you want to, but it's up to you, because there's no way that anybody's going to leave a child in my presence and I'm going to do what the child tells me to do because that's what the mother and father is allowing. No, you're in my life. You're in my world. You're in my house right now. We're going to do something a little bit different. And that doesn't mean you can't have fun, but I'm not going to, be the circus or the clown act. We're really going to get something out of this. She says, we would never have been allowed to act that way. That's right. Oh, that's right. Don't play the game. Even if you got the parents that allow it. Show these kids that you got to crawl before you walk. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got to show them something different than what they're doing out here. And I'm tired of everybody having kids, and when you see the kids, they got the latest sneakers on, the coats, the clothes, the PlayStation, the cell phone, but they're fresh. They're disrespectful. No, shut up. Stop. You stupid. You got kids talking to you like that, 3, 4, 5 years old, but they got the nice clothes on. So what are you teaching them, though, as far as the relationship with God? If you are a believer, I'm not forcing any religion on anybody. Please, thank you. I love you. Thank you. Wait a minute. Be patient. Are you doing any of that, or are you just build the baby? We play games, puzzles. See, and that's good. See, and that's the thing that we all forget, that we have to, we have to go back to what is Tonka built. We're not talking about this. You don't remember the three little pigs? I'll huff and puff and blow your house down. You remember he couldn't do nothing with the brick house. See, that's where I'm from. I'm the brick house. I'm Tonka built. I'm not from just the old school. I'm from the school. Candyland, and breaking him out of that. Like cheaters, that's right. And I promise you, if you don't break it out of them, it's going to be a habit that's going to get out of control. If you don't break him out of it now, oh, it's going to bloom. It's going to turn into something that you can't even do nothing with. Because, see, what you teach them is what they grow with. And if they feel that you allow them to cheat, do you think they're just going to cheat in the game? It's going to be a lot of stuff. You may say, oh, well, did you eat your vegetables? Because, you put them at the table to eat and you left out the room, and then you come back, oh, you ate your vegetables? I remember you didn't like green beans. And that, Nana, that mom, dad, or whoever, it was good. And you don't know that they fed it to the dog, or they got up and put it in the trash when you left the room, because you allowed them to cheat. You see what I mean? That's right. Never, never. More, and the thing is, you know what? Even younger than that. Even younger than that. And like I was saying, I always tell the story. I was holding a baby that was 6 months old, and the baby wanted to keep pulling at my necklaces and my earrings. And I had to say, no, sweetie, don't do that. No, you're going to break it. Because at an early age, they have to learn morals, values, what is territorial, what can be done, what shouldn't be done, what will be done. You get what I mean? So if you start off right out the gate, because you got to remember, just think about it. How many times have you held a baby in your arms? I'm talking about a baby that really is starting to do stuff. You know what I mean? They could be about 5 months old, and they keep on trying to get off your lap. They keep trying to reach for something on the table. And how many times have you told them, nope, you can't touch that. Nope, watch it for you fall. Why do you put up gates? Why do you put up protection over the eyes on the stove, the knobs? Why do you do it? Because they don't know any better, and they're learning. So while they're learning, you have to implement those kind of things. Hey, what's up, Patty? How you doing, Patty? Thank you for coming. You have to show those things, and you have to make it clear to whoever their parents are, whether it's your grandkids, a godson, or even with when you have friends that come to your house and they bring their kids to have a play date with your kids, and there's certain things your kids you don't allow. You got to tell them, you over here now. We don't run the screen, run up and down the stairs here. And it's not being mean. It's inserting morals and values in kids. You know what I mean? It's not about that. I'm glad you're doing good, Patty. Thank you for being here. Happy weekend, sis. You see what I mean? You have to tell them. You have to tell them. Just like, I notice a lot of people, when they pack up their kids, they be bringing all this stuff, and I'm telling them, hey, ain't none of that needed over here. We not finna be on a PlayStation 5 and 6 hours. We're not gonna say no and knock our plate on the floor here and just get away with it. You know what I mean? And I'm not necessarily telling people to spank kids. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying instilling morals and values. Instilling morals, values, respect, life, into the kids, instead of thinking that all of this is about a game. And that's one thing I don't like, is fresh kids. I don't deal with no fresh kids. I don't care how old they are. I do not deal with fresh kids, because that is a problem that's going to brew into something bigger than you can handle. And if you don't nip it in the bud, and see, people don't realize that when you have these kids coming up, you're helping grow them up. And when you insist on them doing things a certain way, that's a good thing for them. For them, that somebody give you something, say thank you. If you hit somebody, you realize that that hurts, and that's a bad touch. Stop yelling when you can simply say what you want. Don't throw yourself on the floor, because I'm going to make you get up. Don't touch stuff that don't belong to you. And there's this one girl here that she was just saying, and I'm not disrespecting anybody, but she said, well, I got 6 kids, so I'm outnumbered. So us single parents don't like when other people tell us. Oh, thank you, sis, for coming back, Winsome. She said, with me is she said, I got 6 kids and I'm outnumbered. And every time I come on YouTube and I discuss the struggles that I have with my kids, a lot of people are always quick to tell me that you need to get your kids on a schedule. You need to have structure. You need to have your kids trained. And she says, most of us single women, we don't want to hear that. But how is your house out of control? If you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, how is your house out of control? What do you expect the next woman that you're asking for help to say to you if what you're doing is not working? You can go to a pediatrician, and anybody knows when you have kids, they got to have a structure. You can't ask for help and get mad because you don't like what they're saying, and then you're sitting here in the middle of kids running the whole house. The house is trash. People are hungry. Dirty dishes in the sink, clothes and stuff all across the floor. That's because you haven't done anything. And if that's how you want to run your house, then don't ask anybody to help you. And don't expect your kids to be, together right, because they're not, because they're coming from chaos. You created that. You understand where I'm coming from? People get upset with you. And that's what she just kept saying. Listen, us single parents, we don't like when we say we're going through stuff with our kids for someone to tell us that we need to put our kids on a schedule. We don't want to hear that. Well, why are you begging the internet and other people for help if you don't want to listen to what's working? You see what you're doing is not working. Well, what's going on here? What's going on here? You got 6 kids, right? One of them ain't home. This one that went in the refrigerator. That one's in the bathroom playing with the toothpaste. How is that in order? How do you expect to get your house together if you're not teaching any morals and values to the kids and you just let them do what they want to do? And that bribery stuff don't work all the time. Just because Jack went boo-boo on the potty instead of on the floor or in his pull-up, he don't have to be rewarded every time. You don't always have to do a sticker and a lollipop chart. It is what it is. And I mean that literally. You don't have to give them a treat for doing right all the time. You can just say, you did good. I love you. And that's enough. You don't have to, you know what? Oh, he did good every time, every time. There's nothing wrong with, you know what? You got good grades in school. I'm going to take you out and buy you a new toy. Or we're going to go out to your special place and have fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But why would you have to be rewarded for good behavior all the time when life is lifing? I hope this makes sense to all of us out here as people that surround kids, whether you're a parent, godmother, grandmother, aunt, cousin, friend, neighbor, homie. You got to remember these kids. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, everything is not about a dream or a treat. It's the reality. You know what I'm saying? You got to really pay attention to what you're building in a child, because once you start doing all of that kind of stuff, they're going to think you owe them something every time. When in fact, it's not even about getting your way. It's understanding the direction and the way to go. And I wanted to talk to this like she was just spatting off at the mouth, but yet if you would have seen the conditions of the house, you get where I'm coming from? If you would have seen the conditions of the house, and I'm not judging her, but you're asking people in the world to help you. And you're saying, oh my gosh, I am so stressed out. I'm outnumbered. I got 6 kids and I can't get it together around here. But I don't want nobody to tell me to put my kids on a schedule. I don't want nobody to tell me to have a routine. We don't want to hear that as single parents. That's why I don't like sharing my business. That's why I don't like venting. Well, don't do it then. Let your house be the way it is. Let your kids be what it is. That ain't none of my business. But if you ask me, I'll try to help you, because I don't know everything either, but I know what you're doing right there. Listen here, sister, brother, homie. Ain't no way in hell that would be happening in my house. I don't roll like that. There's no way. There is no way that I'm going to let kids, I don't care if they got ADD, I don't care what kind of problem that they have, I'm not going to sit up and watch them destroy things. I'm going to help them find another way to do it. She said routines are important for kids and pets. If you ask me, oh, you have to. I never seen anything work out the right way, you guys. I promise you. I never seen things work out the right way. Just like one girl here got on with 3 kids, and she said, well, My son, my oldest son, he gets up before I do, and he doesn't want to wait for me to make breakfast. So he gets up and make his own breakfast. Okay, that sounds good, but how old is he? He's 7. He's 7 in there turning on the oven and making biscuits and stuff unsupervised. Is you know, if that's what you're doing, that's up to you. But when you ask for help, don't get mad at what you hear. You get where I'm coming from? Don't get mad at what you hear because I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm just going to try to go and see what you didn't try if you ask me. And that don't mean that I know everything or I'm trying to embarrass you or come off inappropriately. I'm only doing what you asked of me. You said my house is out of control. I got 6 kids and I'm outnumbered. But you knew that when you was laying down getting pregnant. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? You already knew you had 2 before you had 3. You already knew that. And there's no way that I'm finna sit up here and have nobody come to my house with kids tearing up my house and acting a fool and running around. And like I said before, even when you have kids that's disabled, you have to get some kind of control. Do you understand? Because I know what that means. I know I can write a book on it. But you hear me? I know I was a child and what kind of issues I had coming up. So I understand what that consists of, but that don't mean you allow it to happen. Just like I'm gonna give you guys an example, and please, nobody, don't take this and run the wrong way with it. Microwave is a thing, but it's no, Angela. Come on now. Even a microwave can be scary. Hot drinks and that stuff that splash, yes. And you're saying that this child is you're allowing them to get up and cooking biscuits and frying bacons unattended. Now I'm gonna be honest. Now I'm gonna be, and please don't get me wrong. Nobody here. I know from like being in different countries. Good morning, Bud Files. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Happy weekend to you, the Bud Files. What up? What up? And I know I'm gonna be honest. I've seen certain children in different living situations in different countries that were trained from little to do certain kind of duties. But I know that these children have had to have supervision when they're doing these things. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this, and I don't want you guys to misunderstand me because what I'm speaking on, I have full experience and not just working with folks with these conditions and conditions myself. You get what I'm trying to tell you? Well, I was in a store one day. This was a good while ago, and there was a young man in there, and he was 22 years old, and he was on the spectrum, right? And he was in the store with his mother, but what was going on there, which he was doing something good, but you can't just let that happen just because he's on the spectrum. He was in the Dollar Tree. This was in the Dollar Tree, and he was taking everything. Listen to me, and he didn't do nothing bad in that way. But y'all follow me now. Don't get it twisted now, because you can't. Oh, you talking about kids on the spectrum? My child, my granddaughter. Don't come at me like that, because I'm talking from experience, and you don't know what my health is. You don't know if I am. So just don't get it wrong. But listen to me. He was over in the freezer section, and he was taking everything out of the freezer and reorganizing it. Yeah, are you listening to me? And the mother says, well, he's just helping them in the store. You can't just go in the store, even if you have a handicapped child, and just let them do what they want. And I'm going to be honest with you. He had already completed one section of the freezer, the refrigerator area. Well, actually, the stuff is frozen there, and then one side is a refrigerator. You know how these stores are. And he did a better job than the people that work in the store. But you cannot let him go in the store because he's on the spectrum, get a grocery carriage, and put the carriage over near the frozen area or the aisle and take all of the canned goods and all the cereals off the shelf and take his time and restock that. And when they're telling you in the store that he can't do that, you're saying, well, he's handicapped, leave him alone. He's on the spectrum. That has nothing to do with it. Oh, thank you, Patty. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with it. That has absolutely nothing to do with whether the child is disabled or not. They got problems. You can't just let your kids go out in the streets and do whatever they want to do. I hope y'all following me on this. I don't want to make nobody upset or anything. I don't want to rub nobody the wrong way. because you know anytime you go out with kids, they're gonna act up and do things. Matter. That's right. Exactly, Patty. And that's what I keep saying. And every time you run into a situation like that, people are always so quick to say the disability, but that does not excuse because they're not, even when the children are in school, and I've worked in a lot of these areas, you can't just let them do what they want. You understand? Because a lot of these kids that do have disabilities, and no matter what it is, they can still learn to live a more quality life. You know what I mean? So that has nothing to do with it. The disability that urges you to train them up better. You get what I mean? That urges you to want to do more because you know that they have a disability and they need help. But a lot of people want to X out, you know, and they want to say, well, my child is disabled and they told me that I have to leave the store. Or when I go to my friend's house, she act funny because my kid is disabled. No, it's not that. It's your parenting skills. Your parenting skills. That's what's going on because you're not doing anything. How can you say that somebody is doing something towards you when you got your child there running around through somebody else's house or out in public and it has nothing to do with disability? That's the thing that everybody wants to use as a crutch so it excuses them from parenting appropriately. You know what I mean? You can't allow that to go on. It's up to you the choices that you make and what you teach and what you train. It's like with me, I had a client that was out of control, and they said that the client is going to be, and he had a plethora of problems. That he was going to be nonverbal his whole life, and all of these kind of things. And by me meeting him and connecting with him in a different type of way, he started calling my name by me knowing him probably for 2 weeks because I took time with him. You know what I mean? I took time with him. We don't go lock you off in the room because we're ashamed of you or we don't want to help you. You know? His mother had allowed him to have a bad habit with soda. So his teeth, and not even just that, she wasn't even, because how he reacts when he's getting dental care. But they have a way of, a lot of the children that are disabled and they can't sit through getting the cleaning in their teeth. They have a way of sedating them and stuff whenever they need to do this and stuff. And she would never bring him to the dentist, and all of his teeth just rotted out brown. And then she says that he can't be without his Coke sodas. But if he's mentally impaired, who introduced him to sodas? How do he know about soda? Who's buying the soda? You understand what I mean? And I had to have that kind of conversation with her, and she got mad at me. But I told her, if I'm going to be doing things to help him, you got to do your part at home too, so that this can be successful. Because if you don't, there's nothing I can do. You understand where I'm coming from? Because you're going against the grain. Just like when we had a lot of little ones that you're bringing into care, and you want them to be potty trained. If I tell you what the child is doing here 5 days a week at the potty time, you have to try to do the same thing at home, or you have to have some kind of schedule because you could have them in the facility, and we may do things at a certain time, but when the child is with you, you're not able to do it at the same time we do it here. But it's better to try to do something than not to do anything at all. You get where I'm coming from? And folks get upset with you. And I said, because this I'm talking about a little kid, 2 and 3 years old. But the other one that I was talking about is an actual adult client. But that person is not going to stop drinking sodas as long as you buy them, because they're not physically able to go get the sodas themselves, and they have a fit if I don't give them the soda. But you're the one that introduced them to the soda. So you're going to have to switch that over to a healthy drink and definitely implement water. on a regular basis to make this successful. You get where I'm coming from? But she didn't, she didn't want to. Her parenting was, no disrespect, bribing the child constantly. And this wasn't even a child. This was well, they had a child mindset. But Pacific client was 22 years old, and she never took the time. And her and the father, they had divorced, and he was having a hard time because he would train the boy a certain way and get him going, and she wouldn't follow up on her end. So it was a bunch of chaos backwards and forth. And I can tell that he was capable of learning a lot of stuff, but the mother wasn't willing to teach him anything. You understand what I'm saying? The mother wasn't willing to teach him anything at all. So that's why he got caught up. And it was so sad too, because when I started working with him, it was things was going good. Not just me, other, coworkers. It was going good, but the thing is, he would lose some of it just by being home on the weekend or the holidays. You get what I'm trying to explain to you? He would lose some of what we showed him because of the fact that the mother wasn't doing anything at all. And it was really sad because he had started, on a good pattern, and it was simple things that she was to do to keep him going, and she wasn't willing to do it. She was the type that fed every problem with physical food, fed every problem away, fed everything with bribery, everything. Anytime they act up, just get some cookies. Anytime they act up, you give them a soda. And you're sitting there, and this young man is drinking almost with a whole 6 pack of Coke sodas and still misbehaving. You know what I mean? It didn't get anywhere, and it wasn't good for his health. He was extremely overweight, obese, and she didn't do anything about that. And then she expected us to continue on what she wanted for the child, opposed to what needs to be done. And it was very sad because we got into an area where we weren't able to contain him properly at our facility because of the fact that there was rules and regulations. And this young one was probably about maybe 300 pounds, almost 6 feet tall. You know what I mean? And a lot of the men couldn't wrestle him down because he wasn't trained properly, because everything we would get, you know, she wouldn't do it at home. So he would resist us. And it just never stopped. You know what I mean? It goes on and on. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to you to be that change. It's up to all of us to do our part in this world. Period. Yeah. And I didn't mean to get off the beaten path. I just like to really and truly have conversations about the reality of life and what we live in and what we're all doing. You know what I mean? And like I said before, I'm not going to come on here and be phony and try to act like I'm doing a Bible study and I'm, holier than thou and all that, because that's not the street I drive down. You know what I mean? I'm for real. You know what it is, what it is, you know? And I do my best, but I know that I'm not that on top of things that I can come on here like I'm preaching to somebody or telling people what to do. I just come to share some stuff that comes right from the Bible, just for, conversation with those who are walkers and believers, but yet keeping it real about who I am, no matter what I'm reading it from the Bible, or if this stuff is coming from the top of my head. I'm not going to fake salvation and pretend that I got it going on and I'm the best and I'm this and that, because a lot of folks fall short. And when you get on to with these platforms, you got to remember what you already said or what you're doing. Or better yet, you can get on here and say you're hosting a Bible study, or you're doing a weight loss, or you're doing whatever you want to do, which is your business. But then catch you on somebody else's live and you're saying totally different than what you told me. You get what I mean? So it don't make no sense to cut off the nose to spite the face. You get where I'm coming from? Got to watch all of that. But I just like to have conversations because this is the reality of the world that we live in. And how do we live day by day? Fear is a dead end. Faith has a future. You know where I'm coming from? Honor and shame are two sides of a coin, y'all. We all know that. Circumstances don't make you who you are, they show who you are. Meaning, you could be showing yourself a certain kind of way, and soon as something don't go your way, you flip out, and then that shows, there she is, there he is. Oh, okay, I see. Love is beauty of the soul. We all drive down mercy streets. Rumors are spreaded by gossip and the fools that listen to it. Just think about that. When we stand in front of God, the blind will see, the deaf will hear. Y'all understand what I mean? Because see, people don't realize the afflictions that happen to our physical body never touches the soul. Your soul will never, excuse me, your soul will never have cancer. You understand where I'm coming from? Your soul will never break a bone. It's two different. People don't understand the Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. There is a lot of things that's going on that has happened that cannot be touched by the evil in this world because God has a different perspective for your spirit in the physical body. That's why when people are buried, they say ashes to ashes, dust to dust. That's because it's no longer needed, the physical body. So whatever it consisted of, cancer, high blood pressure, blind, cripple, the spirit removes itself and separates from that, and it be no more. The only way that you will enter pain and suffering again is if you don't get the crown of life. Because once we make it to heaven, these things that we've been through, we won't even remember. And like we know, a lot of people always say that, this person, that person, this and that. When you go to heaven, all that's over. You won't remember it because God will clean that slate completely and we will rise again. You know what I mean? We will rise again. And I want to stop talking about this stuff like this. I want to just, wish everybody the best because I know you guys are busy. But I'd like to talk about some of the good stuff. Even if I mess up on some of the good stuff, I still like to talk about it because it's very prevalent to have conversations that feed the soul. You know what I mean? Conversations about, even when we talk about negative stuff that's happened to us, we still are feeding the soul because we're letting it out. Sometimes when you have conversations like this, you don't need to be put on medication or go into no therapy or pay no therapist or no doctor. And sometimes you do. It's neither one of them is wrong. You understand? Just like I was having a conversation the other day with some beautiful women on here, and we were talking about domestic violence. And I think because of the conversation and what I was speaking about, they just assumed that I was a domestic violence victim or something. And see, that's why you have to be careful because what you say can make or break someone. And when you're in a conversation, just like if somebody said, yeah, because I've been through a lot of stuff, then the first thing they say, oh, yeah, I'm sorry that you were abused victim, but I'm glad you survived it. That person wasn't saying that they were abused victim. They was just saying they know how that kind of stuff is. It could be that they work in that area. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to really ever at any time, I won't say ever, but at any time now, release too much personal information about myself like that because then I will be known out here. Not that I'm embarrassed if I went through something, but I do not want people that I am trying to stay away from for safety reasons to even get on to that it's me. You know what I mean? And when I say safety reasons, that could be a lot of different things. It doesn't mean necessarily that you were a domestic violence victim. You know what I mean? It just is saying that there's something that occurred in your life that you're trying to stay away from and you're trying to stay safe. You get where I'm coming from? I hope you guys understand that. But there is a lot of stuff that, when I do get a chance to. I have been through a lot of stuff with other people that gave me experience because, see, you can be in a healthy, strong relationship with somebody, your husband, your partner, but you got a best friend or somebody that's in a domestic relationship. By you trying to help your best friend out, you get knocked here and there. You get what I'm saying? Because you're there helping them through their abuse. You become a victim secondhandly, even if your relationship is okay with your husband or your partner. That's what I'm trying to say. But you guys, this has been amazing here. Like I said, on this YouTube experience, and I watch you guys because I went to a live here, and I seen a lot of folks in this live and they're always over at this live, but they don't come see me the way they see these people. So there's different relationships. I don't know what that's all about or why people do things the way they do, but I promise you, we don't owe nobody nothing. I'm here and I'm down, and I got one in this live that I was in. The person was saying like, "Oh, hello, welcome back, welcome back." Where you never even come to check me at all. I think since I have met you over a year, you have came to my lives twice and comment maybe on one video, and I support you out of maybe 5 videos. I support you in your lives, your lives and your videos on a regular basis. So when I run across people like that are really not really down to support you, whether you're on here for business or whatever, but when they're not really down to support you, I just stay in the background peacefully and I just gradually leave it alone. I don't have to block nobody. I don't have to get mad. I don't have to get upset, but I stray away from it. And then the first thing they say, "Oh, I was coming by to see you. You've been saying that a whole year now, sis, bro." Whoever it is, it doesn't matter. You don't have to. That's the thing. Don't feel no way. But like I said, when you lie to me, you lie to yourself. And I see a lot of folks that come over and hang out with me, but they seem to be more closer to each other for whatever reason that may be, and that's fine. But don't play no games. You know what I mean? I'm not here to play no games. I don't need anybody to misunderstand anything that I'm saying, and everybody's not going to like your content. You know what I mean? Like I said, out of 100% of the people, there's going to be at least 10% that don't like you for no reason at all. And that's okay, but don't play no games. You know what I mean? We don't have to pretend. If you really are not with somebody, no matter how they support you, you keep it real. I've learned how to, bow out gracefully and don't care, because this is what this thing seemed like with on YT. People are like users and takers and manipulators, Decepticons, narcissistic, and running games. You know what I'm saying? Some people will pretend they with you just to see what you're doing so that they can stay up in your business and close to you so they know how to take that jab at you for no reason. It's an act of pure evil. And I guarantee you, like I said, life is like a boomerang. What goes around comes around. And there's no way that you're going to sit back and think that you hurt somebody else and that you're going to be fine. It don't work that way. We all get a taste of our own medicine. You understand what I'm saying? And God has a remedy for all of it. You feel me? So we got to watch out for that. But I promise you, there is going to be quite a few people, and no disrespect, I'm saying this gracefully, the way I said I roll out here on these YT streets, how I roll in my physical life, how I get down on my side of town. If you're not with me, I leave it alone. You understand? Me not play, me not romp, me not fool. You understand? If we not rocking, I ain't knocking. Because you know what I realized, and I got told this by somebody that, we were having conversation. Don't waste your time with people that don't even really notice you. Sometimes you got to leave some of them alone and go with the one that loves you. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to be negative, because I'm going to always support some people that may not treat me all the way right. But at the same time, I'm going to really try to ride with who's riding with me. You feel me? And like I know right now, I can honestly tell you guys, everybody right now, and I'm not bragging because I'm not trying to, oh, I got all this live, it's going so fast, all these people bowing to me, they want me. That's not what I'm talking about. But I can honestly tell you, the people that I have that's in my live and that make comments on my videos, I promise you, I am on track with every single person. You see, don't let the numbers fool you, because people look, oh, well, you got 3,000 and something people. There's no way that you're keeping up with all of them. Well, they ain't keeping up with me either. So it is easy. Like right now, when I'm talking to you guys, I'm visiting other people's channels. And it's not just to run and throw some quick something so that they can see me and they can come back and support me. I'm doing it because I enjoy the content and it helps me keep up. Anytime that you feel you ain't seen or heard from somebody in a while, go over to your supporters column, go to the column and look and say, oh, I haven't heard from Mary. Let me go check Mary. It's easy to forget because you got so many people on the YouTube community. Then you have all these people in your physical life, at work, the job, the husband, the kids, the grandkids, the great. Life is lifing. But don't do people wrong. Don't do people wrong. If you get on here, YT, and you can't handle your load, maybe it ain't for you. You feel me? You got to watch how you treat people, because it's not fair and it's not right. I don't do that. I don't do that. Everybody can tell you right now, if there's anybody in the live that can tell you right now that I ain't got their back, be the one to be the first one to say it. And I'm dead up serious. I challenge that you can't tell me that I haven't been supporting you on a regular, or I'm showing up a lot in your life because I care about you. I enjoy your content and I want to see you win. So I'm there. Everybody, and I'm not bragging, you guys. When I do my little corny short videos with a little bit of haul, a little bit of cooking, or advertising some new tips or something, everybody that responds to me, I go to all of their channels. First of all, I thank them for coming to see me, right? And then I go to their channel and support them. And I'm not talking about no fakeness, like I'm gonna run the 5 or 6 of your videos so you think that I showed up for you just for you to see me and play games because you know you ain't really rocking with me. I come because I enjoy the content. I want to support you and I want to see you winning. It ain't just about me getting what I want. It's all of us coming together collectively and treating each other right. But I promise you, everybody that's in my live and everybody that makes comments on my videos, I go and check them and support their channel as well. What I do say that we all know that is true is that if you ever get to a chance where you really got just say for instance, the supporters, if you really got the amount of supporters that the numbers are showing you, it will be impossible to keep up with everybody. But you know what? Do your best. And if you know that you can't keep up with everybody, just keep making the public service announcements. Thank you for coming, everybody. You guys, this channel has got bigger than what I can handle. Please don't think I'm letting you down. Please don't think I'm not with you. You know, you got to let them know I can't do it now. I really got 3,000 people here, and I can't keep up with all of you guys. You get what I'm saying? But I do what I can here and there. Say the truth. But see, with me, I don't have all, what is she saying, 3,000 or something? All the people ain't with me. People will subscribe, and then that's it. You get people that'll join you, and then they're gone. Sub for sub, buy me, pay for me, get me, do me. You get what I mean? But all those people are not necessarily with you. And that's just how it is. And that may be for a reason that's not nothing negative. They can't get back to you because they subscribe to you, but now their channel has blown up so big that they can't come to everybody. And people with these big channels can't do what they did before, so that's okay. You don't have to feel left out. Some people get to a point, just like and I'm gonna say this, and I don't want nobody to think I'm playing games. If I have to prove anything, I would and could. But I got some folks that well, I put it this way: it's a family, and one of the girls I used to, we used to play with when we were kids. They grew up in Boston around the guys, and I have to say, for real, the New Edition group. You understand where I'm coming from? They grew up with the New Edition group before the New Edition. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Ralph, Mike, all of them. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the New Edition. They grew up with the New Edition, but once the New Edition, started living better lives, and some of them that may have lived in the projects or whatever the growth may have been, a lot of them couldn't hang out no more like they used to. Because now they have to have guards and stuff. And it doesn't mean that they think that they're better than you. It's just that their life has changed, and there's nothing more that they can do on a regular level. Like if we all, if they all hung out in the playground, they can't hang out in the playground because they're famous now. They would be attacked and harmed. You know what I mean? Life changes. We're forever evolving into different things in our life. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, things change, and it doesn't mean that somebody forgot you or left you behind. Now, some people do abuse their position, though. Some people don't realize they had to crawl before they walk, and they'll get up into a better life, and then they look down on you like you ain't nobody. Some people will, treat you like dust. And then there's some people that's just lifing, and there's nothing they can really do about it because things have changed. But on YouTube, and if I'm a supporter of you, I'm watching your flow. Oh, you can handle it. You just don't want to because you're running behind other people that you may like more, or people that you think can do more for you than I, so I get avoided. You get what I'm trying to tell you? And that's fine too. Ain't nothing wrong with being where you want to be, but just don't do people wrong. You know what I'm saying? Keep it clear. Be precise. It is what it is. But I know right now, I'm going to be honest with you, and and I can prove it, because there's one thing you guys know, that when somebody tell you like what I'm saying right now, you can do the research. You can go over to any video that I put up, like a little bit of food, a little bit of cooking, and you can see everybody that's in my comment section, and you can see that I have responded to each and every one of them. And the only time that I don't respond like with the full comment to certain folks is because they have left me, a comment, 3 or 4 comments on the same video. So I usually will give them a nice thank you, and I'm glad you liked the video, and then the rest may be hearts because it's too many in one video. If you did that in one video, 5 different comments, I can't keep up with all of that. But everything else, what I do as soon as I go over to my comment section or the community, I read the comment that you left me, I respond to it, and then I come over and I support your channel. And believe me, I make sure you get what you need. I make sure I get what you get what you need. And just like one of my dear sisters that just popped in, she says, Rruk, I'm not going to be able to stay long because I got to get going. And I know for a fact that was perfectly fine. Do you think I'm sitting here, oh, if she didn't stay more than 3 minutes, if she didn't stay 5 minutes, I can't get paid if I'm getting paid. Or if I want to be monetized, it ain't going to work because she left too fast. Y'all get what I'm trying to say here? Period. You get where I'm coming from. I don't care about that. If you can only pop in and say hi, if you've been gone 3 months, long as I know you're all right, I'm Gucci. But I'm not counting to say, oh, if they don't stay this long, my money ain't gonna come in. They're not watching my video long enough. I mean, that's what you got to do, though, because this is business, but I don't require that, is what I'm saying. And I do stay in people's lives long enough to make sure they get what they're supposed to get, or the comment or watch their video. I promise you, I do it because I know that they let me know that they need that from me. That's the support they need for me to watch their video at least 3 minutes. And I'm gonna tell you, I got some YouTubers here that I binge on. I watch videos that they got for an hour or two, and I enjoy it. I don't even hardly watch, like, you know how we got other stuff on TV. I don't even hardly watch other stuff on TV. I watch my YouTubers, and they're just as talented to me as Beyonce or anybody like that. You get where I'm coming from? But for the most part, I try my best. And to be honest with you, I've been doing it. I've been sticking with my peeps. And it's been amazing. And I want you guys to know that I really appreciate all of you. And I know a lot of you guys probably busy or already gone. So I'm going to stop running my mouth because I don't want to be talking. Well, I do talk to myself and I answer back too. Let me stop being silly, but I do. But I'm going to stop talking so much, you guys. And I'm going to give you guys some music. And whoever's gone, I thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. I wish you the best. I will always be here to back you up. Got your back. All right. So anybody want to still chat? Say hey. If not, I'm gonna put the music on. If you type in something, I'll turn it off and keep going. Thank you guys for being here. Blessings to everybody. Happy weekend, y'all. What up, y'all? Let's be real, y'all. All right.
Chilling wind and rain, you're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh. some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. And twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh, baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Just not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain.
Oh boy, I probably just missed you, my brother Logan. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And brother Marquise, it seemed like you guys, I always miss you the majority of the time. I am so sorry. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are doing well, living your best life. Thank you guys so much for considering the stop by and wish me well. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, bro. Bless you. I keep on missing these are the guys I need to hear from. Oh, I'm so sorry. This seems to happen every time. And I just got through talking to people probably about maybe 15 or 20 minutes ago. We all had a good live rocking. And I missed it just like that. Just stepping away to go to the restroom. Wow. I wish everybody the best though, and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for being here. My brother Logan too. I missed him. He left a wonderful comment. Oh, I'm sorry I missed you too, bro. I hope you and the family are doing well. Have an awesome Christmas. And no matter what happens, keep going. Heck, I just missed him. I just went upstairs and, doing my thing. Goodness. These are the people that really rock my world on YouTube that I be wanting to make sure. I mean, I care about everybody, but I'm just saying, wow, wow. Fish fry Friday. That's a good one, brother. Bless you. Happy holidays. Dang, I can't believe it. Let me put the music back on because I don't miss these guys. Oh boy. I'd be wanting to chat it up with these folks here. I'm telling you. Oh, let's push you. Oh, I can't believe I did this. I'm sorry that I missed you, brother Marquise Payne and my brother Logan, but we definitely will link up again if I have to track you down. No, so let me stop. I'm sorry. I was on here with a bunch of people popping and everybody started dwindling off. So I decided to go, handle a little bit of something. And I missed you guys, but God bless you. And I wish you guys the best. Happy holidays and hope we link up again